ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। Bowing down at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna, Mother Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda, I offer my heartfelt namaskars to all of you. Welcome to the study of Bhagavad Gita after a gap of some days, and we celebrated the manifestation day, the Krishna Janmashtami yesterday, where we celebrated the coming of that great being, Narayana, taking the form of Krishna, and who has given us this wonderful knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So it is as if we are continuing that Krishna Janmashtami in a different way. Because here people call before Krishna Janmashtami the 7 days as Gita week. So now we are continuing the Gita week maybe until the Bhagavad Gita is finished, not only for 1 week, but we will continue for a long time to come. So now we shall chant 2 verses from the meditation on Bhagavad Gita. Om Parthaya Pratibodhita Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Puranamunina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. We were studying the 20th verse. That is in the second chapter. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. We had already started the in-depth analysis of this verse. Almost we have come to the end of this verse. We will continue to study the speciality of this verse. Now we shall chant verse 20 of the second chapter. You can note all the type of chanting was a little different. Now Vasudeva Sutam Devam and all the other things. But here the style of chanting varies, because the earlier verses were in the meter called Anushtup Chandas, the Anushtup meter. But this is in Trishtup Chandaha, another meter, a little different from the earlier one. I think in some of the earlier classes I have explained about those meters. Just like in India, in English, in poetry, we have different meters, like couplet and so many other things. Like Hindi, we tell the Hanuman Chalisa, the Chaupe, then other thing. They are all chandas. Likewise, this is also the meter with which the verse is composed of. Just like we tell Savitri Mantra or Gayatri Mantra, because that original name of Gayatri Mantra is Savitri Mantra. But because the first time that meter was discovered for the first time by Vishwamitra, not that it was not there earlier, but he discovered it in deep meditation. So for the first time that mantra was discovered in that particular meter. So that is Gayatri Chandas, a meter. Like that, all the thing which we are chanting now, Vasudeva Sutam Devam, they are all in the Anushtup Chandas, that meter. Now the meter changes a little, so the style of chanting also will vary. This is in Trishtup Chandas. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha. Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. That was the way of chanting this Trishtup Chandas. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha. Ajo nityaha shashvatoyam purano. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So since we have chanted, we will know the simple meaning also. The soul, that is our Atman, that is we, our true nature, is neither born, nor does it ever die, nor having once existed does it ever cease to be. This soul of ours, the Atman, is without birth. It is eternal, it is immortal and ageless. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. That is the simple meaning. When I went to some other centers to talk about the same subject, the Atman, and also I was addressing the children in Ladysmith during the bonfire night in Ladysmith. At that time, there were a lot of children. So now, the tough subject of spirituality, we have to make it a little easier to understand. How can I tell the small children about Atman and all the other things? So I should give it with some humor, which will attract the children. So what did I do? I told them, see, a Indian boy was being teased by the American boy. See, we have Superman, we have Batman, we have Iron Man, we have Spider-Man. Do you have anything in India like that? Then he told, yes, we have more powerful than your Batman, than your, what you call, Superman or Iron Man or Spider-Man. What is that? Ours is in India, Hanuman. Ours is Hanuman. So he is more powerful, he can fly, he can do whatever, even greater than all these, your man. So the children were alert now. So now see, when you connect that to their life, for the children you should give in their own way. Then they were alert, now they were very happy. Now I caught hold of. Now after hearing this, Batman wanted to study Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, and he came to India and he studied Upanishad. Then what happened? He gave up his B from his Batman. What remains? Atman. From Batman, remove B. What remains? If you from Batman, if you remove B, it becomes Atman. So he named himself as Atman. See, Atman is there everywhere. So the children were so happy. See, you have that Atman within you. That is very powerful than all these things. Your Batman, Superman, it is more stronger than that. Now the children will be very, very, very enthusiastic to learn. So that is what Lord Krishna is explaining about. Now, suddenly let us not go to the subject. We will see Sri Ramakrishna was addressing one Naren, not Narendranath, our Swami Vivekananda. There were so many other Narens coming. He was called younger Naren because he was young in age than the Swami Vivekananda who was Narendranath Datta. So this younger Naren asked Master, Sir, have we any free will? To which Master answered, Naren, just try to find out who this I is. So what was the question of the younger Naren? Have I any free will? So now Ramakrishna is answering. Now you are telling, have I any free will? Have I? So Master is telling, just try to find out who this I is. Just like somebody asked Buddha, it seems. What did he ask Buddha? He went to Buddha and told, I want happiness. Then Buddha told him, is it? Do you want happiness? Very easy method. What is that? First remove I. What is this I? Ego. Remove the I. Then what is remaining? Want. What is want? Desire. So remove I, ego, that is a false identification. Then remove the desire. What remains? Happiness. So it is already there within you. Happiness is already there, you see. If you remove I, the ego, and if you remove the want, that is desire, what remains is happiness. You have plenty of happiness already within you. Nothing to have it again, because that is your nature. Nothing of happiness or joy or bliss are you going to have from somewhere outside. It is already there within you. So now, Master is telling, just try to find out this I. See, that is what we are all doing now. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is, through these verses, training us to find the real I. We are identified ourselves with the false I called ego. Now, Lord Krishna is training us to find this real I. See, when Swami Vivekananda in England and other places, he was talking about, see, that we have been thinking that we are the body, we are the ego, we are this mind and other things. So you should identify with your true nature. You are the Atman. So one white gentleman told Swamiji, Swamiji, you are hypnotizing us. Is this not hypnotization? Then Swamiji told, no, no. You have already been hypnotized to think that you are this body-mind complex, identifying with your ego and other things. I am dehypnotizing you. You have already been hypnotized to think that you are the body, you are the mind, you are the ego. I am dehypnotizing you. So here, just try to find out who this I. And now Lord Krishna is also dehypnotizing us, telling what is your true nature. That is what we are learning. While you are searching, there is some echo in the sound. Can the echo be removed? Humming portion. While you are searching for I, while you are searching for I, He comes out. What is that He? The Lord. The true nature, the Atman, the Paramatman, the Parabrahman. While you are trying to search for I within you, He, that is the Lord, comes out. That is what Lord Krishna is trying to bring out, that. So many times he will be calling that as that thou art. You are that. I am that. See, that comes out. The Lord comes out. When you are trying to search for I, He comes out. And what is true knowledge? We think knowledge means cramping of so many information from the books, from the library, from the elders, from other people, from Google, from the YouTube and all that cramping information you call as knowledge. But what is true knowledge? Sri Ramakrishna is telling, I am the machine and He is the operator. You have heard of a mechanical toy. Sri Ramakrishna is speaking it 130 years back. We now know about artificial intelligence and robotics. Then too, I think some robotics were there. Don't confuse of South African robot or robo. You call robo for this signal lights in the circle in your traffic. You call that robo. From robot, it is not that. This is, it will be like a doll or a human being. In Bangalore, there is one college where there's the teacher is a robo. Robotic teacher. She will be like a female standing there, and it will be giving you the whole subject. Whatever the teacher does, she is telling that. And if you ask questions, she will answer, only pertaining to that subject. So there are robotics teacher. It has already been introduced. So maybe something like that was in during the period of Ramakrishna also. Now Ramakrishna is mentioning. You have heard of a mechanical toy that goes into a store with a letter in its hand and brings the provisions. You are like that toy. God alone is the doer. Do your duties in the world as if you are the doer, but knowing all the time that God alone is the doer and you are the instrument. As long as the upadhi, limitation or attribute exists, there is ignorance. I am a scholar, I am so and so, I am Indian, I am white, I am black in color, I am that, I am this. This is ignorance. I am a scholar, I am a knowledgeable person, I am wealthy, I am honorable, I am the master, I am the father, I am the daughter, I am the son, I am the teacher. All these ideas are begotten of ignorance. I am the mission and you are the operator. That is knowledge. Now Krishna is taking us still deeper. Ramakrishna is telling us from the standpoint of the ordinary business or transaction or from the devotional point of view. But Krishna is telling from still higher, is going deeper, telling that you are that Atman, that your true self is consciousness, that is knowledge. In the state of knowledge, all these attributes, limitations are destroyed. When the log of wood is burnt up entirely, then there will be no more sound, no heat either. Everything cools down. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I am not ending the subject. Master has told that peace, peace, peace. So I repeated that. Don't think that Swamiji is going to end the topic now. I have begun, it is only 7:25 now. Okay. Now we heard about the same thing from a different perspective. Now we will have little revision of what we learnt. Najayate mriyate vakadachit. For the soul, that is again and again, I am telling when it is being told for the Atman, don't think that Atman is something away somewhere here, that an object. That is you, I. That's my nature, you should feel. That's why again and again I remind you that is your true nature, that is your true nature. It's not something out of yourself, it is yourself, true self. For the soul, there is neither birth. What should you immediately think? For me, there is no birth. That's why I don't allow myself to celebrate birthday. You may do it because you are still at a different level. For me, I have finished all that thing. I don't allow any of our devotees to celebrate my birthday. If you want to do a satsang, think of God. No birthday, no cake cutting, no putting off the lamp. See, we in India, we burn the lamp, showing that we are Atman. Atman is like that lamp in the heart. And here, we put off the lamp. What kind of celebrating the birthday? Putting off the light and cutting the cake. Cutting your body, it is as good as cutting, and putting off the lamp. We should light the lamp. Okay, never mind. That is getting the knowledge. So, here, for the soul, that is you, there is no birth nor death. Nor does it come into existence, because it is always existing. Why should it come into existence again when it is always existing? Nor does it come into existence after having been born. It is unborn, eternal, constant and primeval. It is not killed even when the body is slain. Only the body is killed, or it dies, or it is born. But your Atman, your true nature is always existing. You will never die. That is the idea. The body, constituted of elements, undergoes 6 kinds of modification. First, we were taught that the body has different organs. If you go deeper, that organs, then you get all the different type of cells, and the cells are also different. The heart cell is different from the muscle cells and the other cells. So many different varieties of cells are there. If you go still deeper, then you get molecules. If you go still deeper, you get the atoms. If you go still deeper, you get the what you call subatomic particles. If you go still deeper, you get the quarks. I think now the scientists have gone up till that. They will go on finding it out, let them go. But our great scientists, the Rishis, Munis, have gone still further, and they tell that it goes still deeper. The 5 element How did it come? Akasha, the original matter. Akasha means not space, empty space. What is filling up everything, even that space, that is ether. The original matter is called Akasha. Don't confuse Akasha to be the sky or some space. It is the original matter is Akasha. So it is told in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Akashad Vayuhu. From Akasha, the next element, the A, came, Vayu. Vayuragnihi, the next element is fire. Agnerāpaha, see, from fire came water. Can you imagine? Ap of Prithvi. Then after this water element comes the earth, Prithvi. Then Prithivyam, Oshadayaha, all these plant and other things, that is not important. So 5 elements are there. So this body of ours is constituted of elements, undergoes 6 kinds of modifications. See, you have studied in chemistry. What is that? Electrons. Around the nucleus, there will be electrons. So there will be stable electrons and unstable electrons. So there will be valence electron, valency and all those things in the atoms, you might have learnt it in chemistry. So this valence electron, the outer electrons, they will be unstable. They can jump into another atom or something. So they want to form a compound or another molecule, they will jump into that, the unstable electrons. So there will be reactions. That's how the reactions, when you bring in two different substances, there will be reactions. So changes are constantly happening at that level. So only this body is constituted of element. It undergoes 6 kinds of modification to be born. Anything, it comes into existence to be born. Not only living beings, the other things too. See, just like you tell a product on the medicine, what will be put? The manufacturing date and the expiry date. It is put. So for the living beings, RIP, on the grave they will put, what is that? Date of birth and date of going. So now like that, everything, it is born. 6 modifications will happen. For any element, any object outside has this 6 modification. What is that? To be born. It comes into existence to exist. Then it changes. Then it grows. Then it decays. And then it perishes. So these are the 6 modification which happens in this world for every product, every object, every living being. So what is that to us? What is it connected to our life? But your true nature, your self, your soul, your Atman or God remains unaffected by these changes. These changes doesn't happen to you. You are changeless. That is what the whole verse is telling. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. The soul, unlike the body, that is the Atman, unlike the body, is never born. Why? Because it is already existing. Why should it be born again? It is eternal. So the Lord has declared this soul is in the body. Not only in the body, outside the body also. So the soul is in the body, is called Shariri. Is an eternal portion of myself, Krishna is telling. That is the Parabrahman. The soul never dies. Only that which is born dies. The soul remains unaffected by all kinds of changes. Of all these changes, birth and death are the most important ones. Therefore, the Lord is using everywhere about killing, death and everything, because birth and death are the important changes which you immediately recognize. That's why, see here also in the Upanishad is also the killing and the death and other things are taking. Okay? nothing to worry about. So the birth and death are the most important ones. Therefore, the Lord has used na jayate. This verse starts with na jayate and ajaha for the unborn, and also na mriyate, na hanyate, hanyamane sharire for the unslain. So this soul never dies, it is never born. Ayam bhutva bhavita vana bhuyaha. This imperishable element, it does not come into existence because it is already existence. And like any other bodies, after coming into existence, unlike a child that exists after birth and has beginning and an end, it is free from different kinds of modification, changes, which I told you just now, 6 kind of modification. It is without beginning and end. Can you see the burning smell somewhere? Some paper burning smell. Okay, never mind. That may be outside. Never mind. Ajaha, this soul is never born. So it is called Ajaha, unborn. Nityaha, the soul is eternal. It never decays in the least, while the body and the senses decay and lose their strength. Shashvataha, this soul or your true self is constant and changeless. Puranaha, your true self, Atman, is ancient and primeval. See, though it is a somewhat wrong, explanation, but because it's a proverb in English, I can't help. Because it's a proverb in English, I had to use it. What is that? Old wine in the new bottle. So that is the English proverb. So the older the wine, they tell, I don't know, the drunkards tell, it is better. So they will put it in the new bottle, but the wine will be old. So like this Atman, as it is Purana means Pura api navaha. The older it becomes, the more new it is. Pura api nava. The Atman, only the body, the bottle changes. But the Atman inside, it's the oldest, and it doesn't, get decayed or get spoiled. The older it becomes, it is still new and young. That's the speciality. You think of Atman. If you think that you are a Atman, then you will get that youthful nature in you. That's why Vivekananda tell all the souls that they are Atman. And you see, a sweeper will become a better sweeper. A scavenger will become a better scavenger. A cook will become a better cook. A doctor will become a better doctor. A lawyer will become a better lawyer. A student will become a better student. Tell them that you are the spirit, you are not the body. Tell Swami Vivekananda. That means, if you come to know of your true nature, the Atman, though you may be old, the body might have got old, but you will become young. That is the speciality. So, see, it is being told, Puranaha, it is ancient and primeval. Generally, a thing which becomes old does not grow, it stops growth. But that is not true with your true self, that is Atman. It never perishes. But the soul neither grows nor perishes. Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. Your soul, the Atman, is not slain. Nobody can kill it. Even when the body is slain, only the body gets destroyed, nobody can destroy you. See, if you hear these words, it gives you so much of fearlessness. That's why Swami Vivekananda used to tell, that which falls on you like a bombshell from the Upanishads or the Vedanta or the Bhagavad Gita is, be fearless, be fearless. Abhihi, abhihi. That is, when you are the Atman, where is a question of fear? Nothing can destroy you. You are eternal. You cannot be destroyed. So if you even hear that, if you are intellectually convinced, you get so much of strength, you see. And if you realize that, what will be the speciality you can just imagine? The soul is not slain. You are not slain. Even when the body is slain, Lord Krishna means to say that the body undergoes 6 modification because that body is perishable, while the soul, that is you, are imperishable. Here, in these verses, Lord Krishna has made such a distinction between the body and the soul. See, now he is separating you. You are now hypnotized to identify yourself with this body. That's why the Lord is separating you. When the separation is happening, the tearing process, it will be a little painful because you have caught hold of it, are identified with that. So see, the Lord is separating this pure distinction. What is your quality? What is your nature? What is the nature of the body? He is so nicely explaining. Here in this verse, Lord Krishna has made such a distinction. See, this is very useful for your meditation to know your true self. Distinction between the body and the soul is rarely found anywhere else in the Bhagavad Gita. So this verse, it is such an distinction has been made, rarely can you find anywhere else. So Arjuna was grieved, was in melancholy, was in depression, thinking about the death of his kinsman, about the death of himself in the war. So Lord Krishna wants to explain to him that the soul, the true self, is not killed even when the body is slain. So Arjuna, do not grieve. Many places in Bhagavad Gita tells, do not grieve, do not grieve. Na shochitum arhati. So it is all so. When you are in grief for something, any reason, this is like something elixir. Why do you grieve? What is there to be filled with grief? Do not grieve. But that is ignorance. Your true nature is something you should not grieve. That is what again and again Lord is telling. Isn't it wonderful? No self-pity here afterwards. See, we go on self-pitying ourselves. Oh, somebody put me into trouble, somebody scolded me, somebody told about me like this. Arey, that has been told about your character, your body, your ego which is changing. You are not that. Why do you get identified with that? Why do you get upset if somebody scolds you as an idiot or a fool or something? If somebody calls you something, why do you identify with that? See, the Lord is telling you are the Atman and your nature is this. There is no question of grieving at all. So to make it a little more firm, I will take you through one story. I have told that earlier too. Again, I will take you through that. What is that? A guru, he wanted to go to pilgrimage. He had 2 chief disciples. He called them, come, see, I am going for a few months for pilgrimage. Maybe after 2 or 3 months I will come back. Until then you have to take care of the ashram. Yes, both started doing that. Guru went to pilgrimage. Now, of these 2, one was a dominant disciple, little more bullying type. So for some reason, this other dormant or very sober devotee, he went and scolded him for some reason. You idiot, you fool, you scoundrel, something. So he got upset. So he got depressed. He went to your room and sat there. He is not working, he is not coming out, he is not taking food properly. So grieving and grieving and grieving. So after 3 months or so, the Guru came back. He saw this dominant disciple, the bullying disciple who was always working, going here and there active. But the other disciple, sober one, is not there. Where did he go? You go and, the disciple, he is your disciple, go and search him maybe somewhere in the corner. So he went in search of him. He is grieving and he is self-pitying and crying and sitting in the corner. See, self-pitying. Why should you self-pity? Come on, wake up, get up, what happened to you? See, your other disciples scolded me as fool, scoundrel and idiot. So what? I have been telling you, you are Guru. I am your Guru. I have been telling you that you are the Atman. You are immortal. You are child of bliss, immortality. For 30 years I have been telling this. You are not taken that seriously. But this fool of another disciple, he called you an idiot and a fool. You have taken that seriously? For a second, he called you a fool, idiot and scoundrel. You took that seriously and you are grieving. I am calling you, you are the Parabrahman, you have infinite strength within you. For 30 years I have been telling, but you didn't take that seriously. See, that's what's happening with this Lord Krishna, the Avatara. The Lord is telling you, do not grieve. No, I want to grieve. Take every small thing, somebody told me, you will start crying, you will start grieving. See, that is our fate. We don't take the words of the Lord seriously, but somebody, a vagabond comes and calls you something, you take it seriously and start self-pitying. Oh, I have been told by this, he called me by this name, he called me, this happened. What is there to grieve? Do not grieve. That is what, see, how much of strength you get by studying Bhagavad Gita. All these ideas, we are exposed to wonderful things when we study this. Arjuna was grieved after thinking about the death of his kinsman in the war. So Lord Krishna wants to explain to him that soul or your true nature, or it's not killed even when the body is slain. So he should not grieve. Out of the self of the nature and the nature of the body, they are quite different. We, the self, are not attached to this body, or not even our mind, or not even our ego. They are not mingled with the body. Our soul is not mingled. The body is not attached to us. It is not mixed with us. Therefore, at the death of the body, we are not affected at all. By now, we have passed through innumerable bodies. But what difference did it make to our entity? Has it made any? I might be a donkey in my last birth. I might be a monkey in my last birth. I might be a cockroach in my last birth. I might have been an amoeba in my last birth. I might have been a bacteria in my last birth. So you have passed through 8.4 million bodies before coming to a human body. Has anything changed in you? Because you were a cockroach in your last birth, are you behaving like a cockroach now? No. It has not changed you. You are the self, you are the Atman. So if even the body goes, nothing happens to you. See, what beautiful knowledge you are getting. We, the self, are not attached to this body, are not mingled with this body. This body is not attached to us. It is not mixed with us. Therefore, at the death of the body, we are not affected at all. By now, we have passed through innumerable bodies. But what difference does it make in our entity, existence? What loss did we sustain? We remain the same. Similarly, at the death of the body, we will remain the same. That is what we are, changeless. As hands, feet and nose, so many organs are there, etc., organs of the body. Likewise, the body, this body is not an organ of the self. We are separate from the body. That is our true nature. That which flows and varies is not an organ of the imperishable. In our body there is the phlegm, the nose, it flows, you see. When you get cold and flu, it will be flowing. Sometimes Ganga will come, sometimes Yamuna will come. So are you that? No. What do you do when it comes? Take a kerchief or what do you call some paper, tissue paper, and throw it away. Are you worried because it is coming out of your nose? Will you grieve? Will you get depressed? No, because you are not that. Likewise, the same thing about your body and other things too. They come and go. Are you worried? No. So the phlegm and the urine, etc., it is not part of your body also. They flow. The ulcers, the boils. So they are not organs of the body. Similarly, the body which flows and varies is not the organ of the self. You are the self. You are the Atman. See what wonderful knowledge the Lord has given. Now we will take the help of the Swami Vivekananda's teaching, because you will get a lot of strength by reading Vivekananda. The same verse, Swami Vivekananda is explaining the same verse, na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha ajo nityaha shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So Vivekananda is explaining this self, that is yourself, is never born, nor does it ever die. It is not something that having been born, it again ceases to be unborn. You are unborn, you are eternal, you are everlasting. This ancient one is not killed when the body is killed. Now, Vivekananda is telling, now, see, these are words of Vivekananda, full of strength. Freedom, he tells now, freedom is only possible when no external power can exert any influence on you. See now, the Dutch, the British came to this country and they subjugated the people here and took away their freedom. So you fought for the freedom and you got the freedom. So many countries, India also fought for its freedom. So what is the factor behind it? Vivekananda is telling, freedom is only possible when no external power can exert any influence, produce any change. Freedom is only possible to the being who is beyond all condition, of all even laws, L-A-W-S, law. So if you want real freedom, you should be beyond even law too. You should not come under any law. No condition, no law, beyond all bondages of cause and effect. In other words, you are unchangeable. See, what is the meaning of unchangeable? Vivekananda is giving a complete different perspective. What is he telling? Now, freedom is only possible when no external power, if the father or the mother tells the daughter or the son to do something or not to do something, they will rebel. What will they tell? We want freedom. And if the dog is tied to the string, it will start shouting. Why? It wants freedom. Everybody wants freedom. But do you know what is freedom? See, freedom is only possible when no external power can exert any influence, produce any change. Freedom is only possible to the being who is beyond all conditions, all laws, all bondages of cause and effect. In other words, what is the crux of it? The unchangeable. The unchangeable alone can be free. The unchangeable can alone be free. That is what Lord Krishna told. Najayate mriyate va kadachit means unchangeable. The Atman only can be free. The Paramatman or Parabrahman, that is you, your true self, has the real freedom. If you go to your true self, you are free. If you come out, identify with this body ego, your freedom is lost. So what do you want? Freedom or independence? What do you want? Freedom or dependence? That is what. In other words, the unchangeable alone can be free and therefore immortal. What is mortal? Death. Immortal, deathless. This being, the Atman, this real self of man or woman, the free, the unchangeable, is beyond all conditions, and as such, it has neither birth nor death. Without birth or death, eternal, ever existing, is the soul of the human being or the man. That is what Vivekananda has explained. Now, we will take the help of another direct disciple of Ramakrishna. Who is that? He was also a great soul. Ramakrishna used to call that in his last birth, he was one of the chief disciples of Jesus Christ. That is Swami Sharadanandaji. About Swami Sharadananda and Ramakrishna, I think the photos are here. You can identify where is Sharadanandaji? Somewhere here, I think. Yeah, here. That's Sharadanandaji. And Ramakrishna, Master used to call in their last birth, they were disciples of Jesus Christ. The moment they came to meet Ramakrishna, he asked them to take out the Bible and read some passage from the Bible. After that, he told these two were the disciples of Jesus Christ in their last birth. Now, especially about Sharadanandaji, Mother, Holy Mother Sharda Devi used to tell. He is such a great soul. You go to all the three worlds, or else go travel any worlds, Brahmaloka, that Loka, this Loka, everything. You will not find a soul, a great soul like Sharadananda in largeness of heart. Then Mother also makes another statement, he is next only to Swami Vivekananda, about Sharadananda. So that Sharadananda, when Ramakrishna asked him, what do you want? What boon do you want? You know what he asked? Sometimes when Ramakrishna or Sharda Devi or Vivekananda used to go to very high state, and anybody who is there who have served them, they used to tell, ask me of a boon, something you want. So like that, now Ramakrishna, our master, asked this Sharadananda, what do you want? He told, I want to see God or Atman in all the living beings. I want to see God in all the living beings. That is, I want. Why do you want that? That is the last thing of spirituality. The last word of spirituality is that, to see God in all the living beings. Then, do you know what was the reply of Sharadanandaji? He told, I don't want anything less than that. I want only that. Okay, don't worry, you will get it. At the end of his life, one of his sevak, another Holy Mother's disciple, Swami Asheshanandaji, was in America for a long time, Holy Mother's disciple. He asked Sharadanandaji, now you had asked that boon from Ramakrishna, now can you see the Atman or Paramatman or God in all the living beings? Sharadanandaji told yes. And he is the writer of the great master, life of Sri Ramakrishna. At one point, one of his sevak, attendant, taunted or teased him. You have written this great life of Ramakrishna. In that, so many things Ramakrishna is undergoing, so many experiences, samadhi, that samadhi, he saw this God, that God, God with 10 hands, 1,000 hands, this God, so many things, experiences he is having. You've written all about that, about Ramakrishna and the life. He taunted him. Did you just write that with your imagination, or did you experience it? Then Sharadanandaji became serious. He told, not one experience of Master in that book have I written without first myself experiencing it. So that is Swami Sharadananda, such a great soul. So now he is telling. So why did I explain, give up, build up all these things? So the knowledge coming from such a great soul like Vivekananda is something special. That's why I told about him. Now, about the same subject, Swami Sharadanandaji Maharaj is telling. What is he telling? Now, here, Sri Krishna is differentiating between the body and the Atman. Here, Sharadanandaji is taking up the mind. Because until now we are thinking about body modifications. But now Sharadanandaji is telling about the mind. Now he is telling, it is our common experience that mental strength has its ups and downs. It is changing. The mind therefore is changeful like matter or body. It is ups and downs. Sometimes you will be in good mode, sometimes you will be in bad mode, sometimes full strength, sometimes weak, sometimes happy, sometimes grief. See, mind is also changing. So if it is changing, then no freedom, limited. Just now we studied, true freedom is unchangeable. Atman is unchangeable. It doesn't change. That means mind is changing, it is not. Mind is not Atman. It is not your true nature. She is differentiating it. The mind, therefore, is changeful like matter or body. How then can the mind be the self? So the mind cannot be the Atman. So the scriptures say that the self is an independent entity. Only it gets work done through the mind and the body, just as it does through the body. So that's all. Instrument. It is just like an instrument. A question may be asked. Now, Sharadanandaji Maharaj, now he is just to make us more, give us more clarity, make us understand better. He assumes a situation. What is that? A question may be asked. Malfunctioning of the mind leads to insanity. People become mad, isn't it? I don't know, where is the mental asylum? Somewhere in Durban, do you have a mental asylum? So somewhere it may be there, whatever, I don't know, you know people, but so there a lot of people will be there inside the mental asylum, outside the mental asylum also, people with insanity will be there. See, I will show you, all of us are insane, okay? To prove that, I will give you one example. Ramakrishna was asked by a person. Ramakrishna was in Dakshineshwar. A person asked him openly to Ramakrishna, people call you mad. Are you so? Ramakrishna told, yes, I am mad. How? Explain it. Some people are mad for women. Some people are mad for men. Some people are mad for children. Some people mad for money. Some people are mad for name and fame. Some people mad for position. Some people mad for so many things, isn't it, in our life? Yes, I am also mad. I am mad after God, that's all. I am mad for God, that is the only difference. Yes, I am mad. Who told that I am not mad? I am mad, told Ramakrishna, but I am mad for God. But all the other people are mad for name and fame. Some people are mad for women, some people are mad for men, some people for children, some people for money, some people for so many things. All are mad. But my madness is for God. Knowing my true nature is my madness, my passion. That's the only difference. See, all of us are mad. Go introspect and see what you are mad after. What are you mad after? Go and introspect. Nobody needn't tell you. It is there within your mind. So, see, a question may be asked. Malfunctioning of the mind, insanity. If indeed the self is independent of the mind, how is it affected by the change in the body and the mind? How does that person, if suppose Atman is unchangeable and nothing happens, how does that person become insane, mad? You see how mad people behave. How does it become, is a question posed by Sharadanandaji Maharaj to make it more, give us clarity, and he himself will answer. If indeed the self is independent of the mind, how is it affected by the changes in the body and the mind? Why do they make the self appear different then? The answer is, now Sharadanandaji, with posing himself the question, he is answering. The answer is that the self never undergoes any change. The change we see is due to some other cause. For instance, suppose someone is playing a violin. You know violin, isn't it? All of you have. Does anybody can play violin or fiddle? Okay, I will tell one incident which happened in the life of Gandhiji. Gandhiji had come to Nandi Hills in Bangalore. Then there was very great intellectual, His name was Kailasam. So there was very famous violin player, world renowned at that time. His name was Pitil Chaudhaya, long back. So he came to meet Gandhiji there on the Nandi Hills. He was Pitil Chaudhaya. So now Pitil means violin, violin Chaudhaya. So now he requested, Kailasam was a great intellectual, please introduce me to Gandhiji in such a way that Gandhiji should never forget me, should always remember me. You know how that great intellectual introduced this violinist? He told, Bapuji, you are a non-violinist and he is a violinist. So Gandhiji was practicing non-violence, isn't it? All that fighting was against non-violence. He introduced him, Bapuji, Gandhiji, you are a non-violinist and he is a violinist. See how he introduced that Gandhiji would never forget him. So now somebody is playing a violin. Now all of a sudden, while playing the violin, the string snaps and the music stops, or you will get cacophony. Bad music will start coming even if you play when the string snaps or loosens. Now, where is the fault? In the violin player or in the violin? Similarly, the self, the Atman, has created this body, mind, the ego, instrument to experience the world full of form, taste, smell, etc. When the instrument goes out of order, the Atman doesn't go out of order. The person was playing the violin strings broke or something happened. So the music stops, or there will be bad music, or there may be noise pollution instead of music. Instead of symphony, opposite of symphony is cacophony. So do you think it is the fault of the player? The person, has it affected? No, only the instrument is affected. Likewise, if some person mind is gone insane, or ego is troubling, or if the body is changing, Atman is not touched by that. It is unchangeable. Your Atman, your true nature. When the instrument goes out of order, that instrument is useless. Though the instrument doesn't work as before due to its breakdown, the self, your true nature, the Atman, who plays the instrument remains unaffected. In this way, our scriptures have shown the distinction between the body, mind and the self. The body, mind and ego is matter. The self is of the nature of consciousness or knowledge itself. That's the reason Swami Vivekananda told, knowledge is not coming from outside, it is already there within you. You are an ocean of knowledge. You are a mine of knowledge. Did gravity was sitting somewhere on the tree, waiting until the apple to fall down for Newton to be discovered? No. It was already there in the mind of Newton. Only that fine-tuned mind of Newton, because already he was a great scientist, the falling of an apple was an instigation for his mind to reveal the knowledge, unveil the knowledge already there within. So all the knowledge you are studying is already there within you. You are a mine of knowledge, you are ocean of knowledge, you have infinite knowledge within you. You are knowledge yourself, that is Atman. Consciousness means that one. That is what it is describing. So, to show you another aspect of your own true nature, that you are not one with the body or the mind or the ego, many times I give the example which I had experienced myself. What was that? In India, one of our devotees, he bought at that time, long back, maybe some 25 years back, he bought one of the Audi best cars, costly, very costly. At that time it was 40 lakhs. In India, 40 lakhs was very great. He bought a gearless car, 30 35 years back. And he wanted to take me in that car for the first time. I told, okay, where shall we go? We shall go to that forest center of ours, Ramakrishna, Shivanahadli center. There the tribal work and the forest work, we have to go through the forest, in between the forest. So while this car is made for the best roads, the clearance is very less. We have to go through that forest and other rugged areas with a bigger vehicle where the clearance is more. It should be a different vehicle, but we went with this vehicle. Now, there were unscientific humps, very bad humps. So every village had a hump of their own. It was not scientific, so very peculiar humps. When that car, the modern car with very less clearance, was maneuvering that humps, what happened? The underbelly of the car started rubbing the hump. You know how the squeaking noise of the rubbing of the hump to the underbelly of the car, the squeaking noise was heard. I was also sitting. Now, the owner of the car, the driver, when I was noticing him, I was just a witness. I was smiling and watching his face. When the squeaking noise was coming, his face was squeaking and crouching, and his face was all in pain. Then the thought came to me, because I had read about this Atman and other things. Thought came to me, is that person the car? Is the hump rubbing the underbelly of this person, the owner of the car? Why is he feeling the pain? The hump is rubbing the underbelly of the car, but the pain is not felt to the car, but the pain is felt by the owner of the car, the driver. How is it? Have you noticed it? See, just think of it. Why did he feel the pain? Because he is attached to the car. With my hard-earned money, with my great desire, I have bought this car. So he has become one with the car, though he is not the car. It's clear. See, it is so clear to you. You are not the car. You have bought that with your hard-earned money. So much with great difficulty, you got that car now. When something happens to the car, you are feeling the pain because you are attached to that car. But I was not feeling the pain because it is not my car. I have not bought that. I am just a witness. If I had bought that with my hard-earned money, then I would have felt the pain because I am attached to that. See the difference now. The same thing, you can extend it to your body, to your mind, to your Atman. You are not that. The owner is the Atman. The Atman, you, when you identify with your ego, with your mind, with your body, then anything will put you into trouble. Withdraw from that, identify with your own self, then nothing can touch you. No pain can harm you. Isn't it wonderful? Intellectually, you feel so joyful. Then realize it, do the sadhana and realize it, how much joy you will get, because you are not only knowledge yourself, you are bliss yourself too. That is why you are called Sat Chit Ananda. Your true nature is, you can only explain by very three simple words: Sat Chit Ananda. What is Sat? Infinite existence, absolute. You are infinite existence, your nature, absolute, not ordinary. And what is Chit? You are infinite consciousness or knowledge, absolute. What is the other nature? The same thing, it is not different. Why? Existence is consciousness. Consciousness is finally, you are infinite bliss or joy, absolute. And out of this God, the devotees, the bhaktas, take the bliss aspect of God. The jnanis, the jnana yogis, they take the existence or the jnana aspect of God. That's all. You become a bhakta yogi, you become a jnana yogi, you become another yogi. That's all. See? That is your true nature. Sat Chit Ananda. Now, I think I will introduce a little thought of another great soul, Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj. He has spoken about these things. At least for 5 minutes, I will take you through that because it is also very interesting. Now, because this Swamiji, who was the president of our order, Swami Ranganathanandaji Maharaj, he was the direct disciple of Swami Shivanandaji, another direct disciple of Ramakrishna, Mahapurush Maharaj. He is telling, Swami Ranganathanandaji, behind this changing body, mind, complex, there is something unchanging, eternal. I will give you an example. Suppose from tomorrow, if all the roads start also running, when you are running on that, when your car or vehicle is moving on the road also will start moving to another direction. What will happen? Just imagine a scenario whereby when you are moving on the freeway will start moving somewhere else. What will happen? Chaos. Why? So for you to move, there should be something which is unmoving, stable, substratum. Okay, the wheels of your vehicles are rotating and making the vehicle move. Suppose there is no axle for the wheel. How will the wheel move? You know wheel and axle? I think I need not explain it to you. Suppose let us take the wheel of a bullock cart or a horse carriage. It may be more, you can get it because in the car and the truck you can't see the axle. At least in the bullock cart you can see it. The horse carriage or the bullock cart, see the big wheel. At the center of the wheel there will be one immobile, one beam will be there. Around that, in your vehicle there will be ball bearing, and then the wheel will move. But there should be one axle which doesn't move. So, for everything which is happening, this change, the whole universe is flexible, it is moving. Your galaxies are moving, your Milky Ways are moving. Everything is in a constant state of flux. Somebody, when I had gone to Dundee for the, retreat, half-day spiritual retreat in Dundee, about 160 people had attended. There are a lot of children, some 15, 20 children had come. So after all the spiritual retreat, we were taking food in another place. At that time, all the children came to me. So they had list of questions. They all came, sat by my side, and while I was taking the food, they started asking questions because the mothers and the teachers couldn't answer the question. They were so logical and this thing they couldn't answer. But they can't keep quiet. They brought all the children in their diary, written all the questions. One of the question was, now that girl, maybe she's about 10 years old or 9-year-old, she's asking, Swamiji, in our scriptures or in the books of Ramayana, it is told that Hanuman was asking Surya Deva, the sun god, that he will be flying backwards because Surya told, I can't teach you because I will be constantly moving. So I can't teach you Vedas. So then Hanuman told, don't worry, Surya Bhagavan, I will fly backwards. You will be flying forward. I will be flying backwards like this. Then you be teaching. Both of us will be in state of, as if, because both of us are flying, we will be constant there. So you teach me, I will learn. I will be flying with you backwards. Hearing that, the girl is telling, is it not wrong against? It is not scientific. She asked the mother, why? Because Surya doesn't move. Surya is static. Sun is static. Earth is moving. But we have the wrong concept that sun is moving around the earth. That's a wrong concept. Scientifically, it is the earth going around the sun. So now, if Hanuman tells that is our scriptures, then Ramayana wrong, unscientific, was the question. How can the mother answer? She was in trouble. So now she brought that question to me. Told, my dear child, who told that sun is not moving? That is what we see. No. It is just like your earth moves, sun has its own axis. It moves elliptically around another thing. So the whole, not only sun moves, star moves, the galaxies moves, the Milky Way moves. So it is everything in this moves in its own orbit. So sun also moves. So your thought that unscientific is wrong, sun also moves. She was satisfied. Until the younger generation, if you don't give them scientific and logical answers, you tell no, you believe, they will not believe. You have to answer them in logic. So, for anything to move, for change, there should be something which is not moving or changing. Just like the vehicles are moving, the road should be static. The wheels are moving, the axles should be static. So, a substratum is required for all these changing. The Atman is the substratum on which all these changes are taking place. That's all. It doesn't change, but it is a substratum. What were the other examples I gave? Screen on which the movie changes. Does it touch the screen? No. The screen is there. Without the screen, can you see the movie? No. Does it change the screen? No. Movie just comes and goes, that's all. Screen is unchangeable. They are only examples, don't take it literally. So, behind this changing body, mind complex, there is something eternal, something infinite in man and woman that is within you. That is the basic teaching of the sages of Upanishads regarding the human being, about you. We now do not know it, but whether you know or not know doesn't make any difference to the truth. That is the truth. Whether you have known it or not, will it make any change? That is the truth. Whether you knowing or not knowing doesn't make any difference to the truth, for it is the truth which was discovered and rediscovered and placed before us for our own rediscovery, for our own redemption. The truth was discovered by the rishis, same thing, because it is so beautiful. The knowledge is power. Swami Vivekananda tells, knowledge is power. Knowledge is joy. Because that is not your infinite knowledge yourself. You are infinite joy. When you get to know about yourself, you get joy. So we will see that in our next class. We will close our conversation here. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Paramanandamadavam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.